So you see what's breaking say something. I'm back for to it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, as you always. Watch the full video.
So it appears that things are finally moving along and Carmen and Corey's divorce will be finalized. Now, according to Corey, things will be settled in a couple weeks.
Everybody that talk crazy, that tried to say I was a when y'all realize that I really ain't, I'm finna come and pop it so hard. I could have been popped. I could have started popping if I wanted to, but I really just went. I'm going through this divorce bullshit. This shit should be over with in a couple more weeks. Finally happy. I don't want to be separated from this bullshit. I won't speak on it no more. And case will be over with.
Yeah, I think he gonna stop talking about it. Do y'all truly believe this will be the last time him talking about a divorce, him talking about Carmen, him talking about he supposedly misses kids? I don't think so.
Once the case over with, my name out this system. If y'all thought y'all seen Corey doing something, my first 5 years of my success,
Right. So in my previous video, I spoke on DDG inviting Bia onto his live stream. Now, they spoke about a song that they did back in the day that DDG decided not to release because of his relationship.
But more of the story is he didn't put it out because he was in a relationship and the person at the time didn't want him to put it out a song with another girl. Oh, okay. So, more of the story, don't let relationships get in the way of your creativity.
Now, people didn't know.
True. For I don't know, like, even though we don't know them personally, seeing that, my first thought was Ruby. That was my first thought. Because Halle she's an artist and actor, and on both sides, you're gonna work with the opposite. The opposite. So therefore, I don't think she was thinking that way. Even for Ruby, you're an artist. You basically like, hey, you've been she played the video vixen or whatever. So you should still have the understanding, especially with you being an artist, of hey, sometimes you're gonna have to work with. It's about having respect. Having respect again. Plenty of artists, whether actors, music artists, whatever, have worked with people who are of the other gender, bro. They have worked with them, and it was pure respect. People who are married, engaged, have full blown families, going with people who are from religious backgrounds and all type of things. It's about how you respect your relationship and how they respect their relationship. It's okay. People can work together. It's about how you do it, though.
If it was Halle or Ruby Rose, but Complex wrote a statement saying Bia says her collab with DDG never dropped because of Halle. DDG responded with, "Never said this, delete," which means it was probably Ruby Rose. Now, it would make sense that
I think it was her because all the off and on that they were doing, even though Halle and DDG probably were doing off and on, but it wasn't public as much as Ruby Rose and DDG. Like their falling outs was public. You seen it.
Ruby wouldn't want him to drop with another female, being that she's a female rapper herself. But let's move on to this next topic with CJ So Cool and Royalty. Now, in my previous video, I stated that the court documents were released from that alleged that Royalty and Jalea filed on CJ. Well, now more of those court documents are emerging. Now, again, I'm not gonna post those documents here, but just letting you guys know that the case was closed out because of lack of evidence. Well, in these documents, the detective is stating that they pulled up some records from 2018 where these same allegations were brought against CJ. Now, with that being said, Child Protective Services did visit the home, which Royalty was aware of these claims, which would have people wondering if she was aware of these claims that were brought up in 2018, why did she continue her relationship with CJ?
Because you're in the wrong. If A touched B and C saw it and C didn't tell D, then C and A in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, my own thing, it's like I don't get the purpose of bringing this to the internet. Like understanding. All right, they say lack of evidence. Lack of what evidence? Lack on whose side? What was missing? What was needed? What evidence did y'all have that y'all couldn't just clarify? Yes, it's probably some of that's probably in the full breakdown of all the paperwork. But at this point, if the law couldn't do nothing, what is the internet gonna do?
what are you doing? You're weird. You're basically saying, I don't care about my own life. I don't really care about my kids because this is hard for me.
So this is a video that CJ previously released on the situation. And he's basically claiming here, okay, if you knew about these allegations and you didn't say anything, then that would make us both be at fault. Again, CJ is denying all of these allegations, and this case was thrown out for lack of evidence. But now people are wanting to know, why didn't royalty stay?
See, like I said before, like when it comes to any type of allegations, but especially these, even if you're found innocent, it's always gonna be the question of why, lack of evidence, what evidence? Like it's always gonna be this. Like, mind you, you don't know what happened. He could be 100% innocent. Their lack of evidence was they don't have nothing to prove that he did anything wrong. So the internet is still going to keep running with the narrative of, oh, it's just lack of evidence, but he still did something. We don't know. We don't know. That's why I say there's no point in bringing this to the internet, because what can we do? Nothing.
In if these claims were true in 2018. No Royalty joined the panel of BSC TV, and she had this to say, basically clearing her name about this whole situation.
What's going on, Cap? Okay, so now they saying because the paper of the person who made the report, which I think is Ken so cool, low key. Right, the person that he think about it, he was homeless, gang. Y'all kicked him out and made him even more homeless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, woof. Okay, so I think, so they saying like the report is saying like royalty knew. And then they saying royalty had to know, because if people at the school knew, like they say the paper say like some little girls, some shit. If the people at the school knew, royalty had to know about the allegations.
No, that's definitely false. Like, the school was never brought into this situation. Nobody from the Jalea school, nobody, like the source came, the CPS came. And when I asked them about the report, they said an anonymous caller had made a report and they couldn't really disclose what was in the report. Like the 2018 report that everybody's seeing now is my first time seeing it ever. I never knew what that report said.
Okay, so you never seen a report back from 2018 when Ken So Cool called CP? Well, we don't know yet, but yeah.
No, I never seen the report.
Okay.
So everything that everybody's seen in the report is all new to me.
You probably didn't see the report, but if you was his girl and you was staying with him during this time, you knew, because you had to be more likely in the house or at least heard about it. Stuff like this within your neighborhood don't go unheard of or unnoticed. CPS put up to somebody's house, everybody's talking. So therefore, even if you was at the store, at the grocery store, on vacation and came back, when you came back, your neighbor was talking. Somebody told you something. You knew, whether you seen the paperwork, but you was there in person.
Just like it's new to y'all, and majority of the stuff, half the stuff in that whole report is made up.
Okay.
Because the 3-year-old, I don't know who the 3-year-old they're talking about. Julia never told anybody at the school. She never told any friends around that time. So I don't know where everybody's confusing this black and white print, how they're confusing this.
Right. Yeah, because it was like something about it said something about they told some teachers and some shit.
Yeah, no. The school's never brought into this, nothing like that.
Yes, it may be in black and white, but we did see how CJ So Cool did lie. He low-key committed perjury, but we'll touch bases on that on another day. But yeah, that didn't make.
He low-key committed perjury. Like, you the jury. This is not court. This is the internet.
I was still stuck on the 3 years old.
That's crazy. He low-key committed perjury.
Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why would I just sit there and let somebody harm my kids? That don't even make sense.
It doesn't, but sadly people have done it.
Yeah, that's torture.
Yeah, because that's what people try to get to clear up. So Royalty say it's her first time ever even seeing the report from when this came out. So do you know about a civil lawsuit? He put CJ So Cool, say he gonna sue you.
I'm gonna end right there because they just talking about a bunch of nonsense. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.